viewers out there that only just because you do well at the combine does not mean you're going to have a good career. So
Correct.
just because you do well at the combine, you do good reps, you have a fast 40-yard dash, it does not mean, hold on. Let me,
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good.
That's why I'm called Glitch.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Yeah.
So-
you're on point though. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to be on top of your game
No, absolutely.
to be a star, but you also necessarily don't have to have these top marks, and it could mean you're a bust.
No, exactly. And some of these prospects aren't even doing the combine.
Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
Fernando Mendoza, look at him. He already knows he's the number one, and you do the combine, you throw the ball, and hell, you one shot is all it takes to lower your draft stock.
Yeah. Absolutely.
One miss, and depending on how that bad miss, like, oh man, like this guy isn't the guy we thought he was, and you just shoot down. This is a hit or miss year by year, and if you miss one thing, like I just said before, you miss a little tackle, hell, you stumble on the 40-yard just for like 1/10 of a second,
Yeah.
your stock goes down.
Well, I mean, and how many times have we seen it now in the combine over the last 5 years? Guys go into these drills and they look fantastic, and it all but takes like the cone drill or something like that, and ACL's torn, ruptures a tendon, something happens, and now what could have been maybe a day 2, day 3 pick, all of a sudden you're going undrafted. You might even not have an NFL career anymore for some of these guys.
Absolutely. It really is interesting to see what kind of players do the on-field workouts. I was actually surprised that we saw Arvell Reese do a lot of his on-field workouts.
Yeah, I was too.
Considering Ruben Bain, like the other basically top edge in this class that's considered with him, and Bailey, Bailey participated and Bain didn't. So you're kind of stuck in that range of like, do I want to go out and show myself? And he had a great day and definitely proved himself.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's more of a knock on Bain that, hey, we didn't get to see you. And Reese came out and he balled out.
Yeah, well, I was gonna ask that too, because we saw David Bailey, and he has been consistently one of the top edge rushers in college this year. An incredible talent, and certainly we're looking at this could be another draft class of just edge rushers that we are unprecedented. Yeah. But I still look at Bain and I go, man, there's something with him still too. But you're correct, not seeing him certainly will have some teams kind of go, I mean, we didn't get a first look at you, so this is kind of a tough one. But, I mean, this is where we kind of talked about it on Wednesday. Adam, you were there for that. We said, as much as we see these drills go forward, we've seen the workout warriors who train for all this stuff. And then when you look at their tape, you go, I mean, it doesn't really look great. And then you go, oh, but look at the measurables. And it's like, yeah, well, like you said, Adam, measurables are all nice and everything, but there's always this one incident that could be the miss. You miss the tackle, you don't get the interception, you miss the game-winning field goal, whatever it might be. Mm-hmm. That could mean millions of dollars down the drain.
Oh, it also means my apologies.
No, you're good. You're good. Please.
Another thing is for cornerbacks, this I've seen this happen a couple of times. It's not very common, but when they miss, or they catch the ball, it flies out of their hand, and the receiver catches it for a touchdown, that looks god-awful on you.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't happen very often again, but, I mean, like I said, you miss that catch, it kind of deflects off your hand and goes into the wide receiver, then there goes your stock.
Definitely. Well, let me ask you guys this. I mean, outside of, obviously, these top dudes we're looking at, like Reese, Styles, and obviously Bain, and all of these dudes we've kind of seen, is there anybody that we saw out of this first day? I've got a few on my radar, but is there anybody for you guys? I want you guys to kick it off, and we'll start with you, Drew. Yeah. Anybody that kind of just jumped out at you? It's just kind of like, oh, I didn't have him on my radar, or I did, and I saw what I wanted to, and I liked it.
Caleb Proctor out of Southeast Louisiana. I had no idea who this was going into it, and really being in a vegetative state and able to take in everything that was going on during the combine was awesome. But he ran a 4.840. He had 33 inches, and he's a little undersized. That's kind of why I think you haven't heard about him. 6'2", like 290. Yeah. But to run a 4.8 at 290 pounds and still have the explosiveness to show that you have great verticality in 33 inches, he's probably going to be like a nice solid 3-tech. I think he did a great job at kind of showing himself to the teams and saying, hey, I can work out with these big guys. And he really stood out. And even though, his necessary college tape wasn't
Yeah, that's
Amazing.
You hear he's one of those guys where you hear his school and you kind of go, wait, where is
Yeah,
that?
where-
And you can't find it on a map.
That's true.
But this is one of the things I love about obviously the combine and then into the draft is there are, as we always put it, the diamonds in the rough.
oh yeah.
You can always find those dudes that went to the small school because God knows those make up most of your roster anyways. So it's always cool to see. For me, I mean, I am fascinated with Anthony Hill Jr. Even though he is considered kind of a top guy, he's just he comes off the ball so hard. He has authority with his hit. Like everything about him just speaks to like Texas football and that defense. Like, and he was the captain of the team, and rightfully so. And between him and Jake Rodriguez, I feel like are the two guys that are like day two, like gems that you need a middle linebacker. You need an off-ball linebacker, a guy that can set up even outside and maybe rush the passer. Maybe not Rodriguez, but certainly Hill. These are two guys that can definitely get the job done. I'm the work that they put into, and even though yes, Rodriguez didn't do the bench press, good job.
Yeah.
Because if you hurt your shoulders, that's your career as a linebacker gone.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, for my pick, I know this is kind of unoriginal. Top 5, Jacob Rodriguez. I mean, this guy is him.
That's yeah.
I mean, not only is he just him, but not at Texas Tech, he showed that he was the dude that ran that defense, was the leader, was able to just read a defense completely. And now, again, it didn't show against Oregon. I mean, you got shut out. But again, it's Oregon. They're a good team.
He had his moments.
Yeah, but that Texas Tech defense is something you should not have slept on throughout this past year.
Yeah.
And just what they shown and how they showed it just showed that Rodriguez, I mean, I think, and like you said, he could be a diamond in the rough in day 2. Great leader, can provide some damn good defense all around. And I'm not just saying just in one position either. He can be off-ball linebacker. He can be middle linebacker. I mean, this guy is going to be everywhere on the field.
Yeah, definitely. Well, outside of that, obviously, the other side of that is there anybody that you were kind of looking forward to seeing that maybe didn't really show up for you guys? I know there's a litany of names, obviously, in this combine. We're not going to know everybody, but, I mean, one of the ones I'll say for me, I thought TJ Parker did okay, but I thought he would do better. The 40 time I'm not really worried about.
Yeah.
It's the agility thing that made me go, okay, I thought maybe, and I'm not a Bears fan, but I thought maybe this is a guy the Bears could take in that late round as that edge rusher. And now all of a sudden I'm looking at him going, okay, maybe if he's there in the second round, maybe you might want to purge him, maybe the third, but I'm slowly starting to come down on him just because I thought the body work seems to be there, but maybe what I saw, and again, this is just the combine, this is whatever it is, but
Yeah.
I'm a little kind of like, okay, maybe we need to go back and look at the tape. Because certainly I did that for a few of these guys, and Denzel Boss was one of those where I went, oh, I was really high on him. Now,
Not so sure.
Yeah, I settled back a lot on him. Well, yeah, Chris Brazzell might be a better pick than him now. So, but for you guys, was there anybody that you kind of just fell short?
Lee Hunter.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I know Lee Hunter may not be like an explosive guy
Mhm.
necessarily off the ball, but I was really underwhelmed with his vertical and his broad jump. His vertical was only 21.5, and his broad jump was 8.4. And I get that he's 6'4", like 320 pounds, so
Right.
he may not necessarily be built for that explosiveness, but there's a difference between built for explosiveness and you're really far under average on sort of what I would be looking for a defensive lineman. And it kind of gives me some worries towards his future.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm looking at day 2 here, kind of moving on to today.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who I talked to about tight ends, but Eli Stowers. Thank you.
No problem.
Eli Stowers.
Okay.
I think he might be a steal, and I would say he's a second day pick. But
Okay.
he has power, great catch, and honestly, I mean, I view him as a steal. I mean, I know I don't have much to say about him, but at the end of the day, I've seen him against Bama when we played him in Tuscaloosa. Let me tell you, I wasn't there at the game, but I mean, he's a dude.
Oh, absolutely. I
And
mean,
I mean, yeah, you got your Kenyon Sadiqs and all that, but if we're looking lower on the list, like I said, Stowers is the guy.
I mean, yeah, for tight ends, again, tight ends and defensive backs are going today. As far as tight ends go, this is one of those drafts where it really feels like, well, one guy probably might go in the first round, but you're going to get some quality, I think, in the later rounds here for sure. Yeah, I mean, listen, for the guys that went yesterday, there's a litany of dudes on here, I mean, that I think kind of upped their status and some that I think kind of dropped it. I mean, I don't want to go, we can't go through everybody, unfortunately. I would love to be here forever. But I thought guys like Kyle Lewis did a really good job. I thought he showed out. I thought Cassius Howell, I was a little surprised by. I thought he did much better than I was going to give him credit to. Jake Galday is a guy. I look at him and I'm fascinated because the size is there, the skill's there. What did I have him as? I think I had him as like Hunter Hillenmeyer as like my comp. Like just a very athletic, big dude, which I know sounds like a knock. It's not meant to be. It's just there's a lot to his game that I think can translate now. Like if Hillenmeyer played now, I think it would work more than where it's like you have to replace the big man Urlacher and hit everybody, right? Like it's a little bit harder to do. But there's some guy like, sorry David, but Danny Dennis Sutton, I'm starting to lose it on him, unfortunately. He ran fast, he looked long, but I don't know if he's going to be like a premier edge rusher in the NFL, unfortunately. And there's just there's a lot of guys like that.
And one guy I think we missed here, Caleb Banks.
Oh my goodness, that's who I wanted to bring up.
Yeah, Caleb Banks, big 300, almost 330 pounds.
He could be a steal.
He could be a steal. Now
5-second 40-yard dash at 327 pounds.
That's not fair. When I weighed like that, I could not even finish my 40. That's ridiculous.
That couldn't run.
That's so dumb.
No, but this Caleb Banks is a beast as well. He just athletic monster, big dude. From what whose 40-yard dash did he beat? Was it Mahomes or that was a nose tackle that did?
I know what you're talking about. I don't remember specifically, but
Mahomes has a notoriously like slow 40 time.
Yeah,
there's a few other quarterbacks that they always put up that you're kind of shocked that ran that slow.
That also brings back my point as well. Just because you have a poor 40-yard dash time does not also mean it's just a big hit or miss.
Oh yeah,
and doing it off of the combine does not necessarily show the talent that they will have in the long term.
Yeah. And Caleb Banks is one of those guys. I got him as like Gervin Dexter.
Oh, really?
Like as the dude that I comped. I think at his best, he can be like what Vita Vea is.
Oh, okay.
Like just push you around, be the run stuffer. Like, and that's what the guy seems. His press conference was great. That mentality of that. I can't say the words, but I mean it fully encompasses what I think that dude is about, and also maybe what Florida might be getting back to, hopefully, in some sort of competitiveness, but. There were other guys too missing from this that I was kind of looking to see, like Messidor, Zion Young. I didn't get a chance to catch everybody, so I don't know who all was really running and who wasn't. I didn't get to see everybody's times, but I'm fascinated to kind of start doing more of the pour now, more of the energy, trying to see what everyone's doing for the combine.
Absolutely.
So this was a fascinating one for sure. But let's tune it over to today. Obviously, we've got tight ends, and again, DBs. We already kind of said Eli Stowers is one for Adam for sure sticking out. Drew, for you on the tight ends, I mean, you kind of mentioned one guy already that you really wanted to talk about. So I want to give you your opportunity to sell me on this man because I know who he is. I just want you to kind of give me some feed on him.
So I want to talk about tight end out of Utah, and Adam keeps changing around the screen here on me. So I was going to say I don't want to misquote it or anything. So Dalen Bentley out of Utah, probably the most productive tight end in terms of pass catching in this draft class outside of Sadiq.
Yeah.
And I'm really only seeing like heavy day 3 conversations about him. I'm kind of hoping that within this next sort of hour or 2 hours here that we get to see him run and do all of his reps, that we really see him kind of excel. I see a lot of Harold Fannin in him. His route tree is very extensive. They love to put him outside. Utah has a history, Dalton Kincaid recently, in putting out really good talent at the tight end position. And like we said earlier, I feel like this is a class that has a lot of gem-ish tight ends that you could certainly find in the later rounds, and he's one that I'm really sold on. A big body, I believe he's like 6'4", and just a good pass catcher, good hands, plays outside on lots of different positions, has a good route tree.
Yeah, no, definitely. I had a chance to watch some Utah games, and he was one of the guys that very much stood out in their passing game because whenever, obviously, you've got the wide receivers spread out there and they're being covered, he was always the guy that kind of came across the middle. I have him as Daniel Bellinger, if I'm saying that correctly.
Daniel Bellinger.
Bellinger, sorry. Which I don't think is a bad comp. I mean, listen, I'm not going to give glowing comps to every single person by any means. I mean, some of these I may have gone a little out of. I mean, listen, for quarterbacks, I gave Joe Fagnano for Connecticut. I said at his peak, I think he could be Tony Romo. So sometimes I go a little bit above and beyond maybe what people think. Although I do think he could be undrafted, could show out. But for tight ends, yeah, Dalen Bentley is a guy that I definitely was surprised by that. He started to catch my eye more and more. It's like, oh, this guy can really play. And you're right. Yeah. Highly productive, right there with Kenyon Sneak. He's the interesting one of the tight ends because I gave him for his comp, I said Brock Bowers, but I'm hearing through the rumor mill and the grapevine of the people that I know, it's sometimes quits on play, sometimes doesn't want to finish a block.
Oh my
and
God.
That it's not the most concerning, but when you hear that, you go, all right, not a red flag necessarily, but I'm putting up the yellow flag going, all right, let's look at the tape and see, well, where did this come through? Was it against the big bad defensive ends like Colin Simmons and guys like that, or was this against like the small fries that they could easily beat up on? Like that's what I want to see more of for him. But I think he could be like a George Kittle type of guy.
Absolutely.
Like he's just got that universally loved athleticism and catch the ball away from your body type of ability. I'm fascinated with him, and yet at the same time I'm kind of like, he could also be Kyle Pitts. And we've seen how that journey has taken so long to get there.
Yet Kyle Pitts got the franchise tag.
He did. And kudos to him. And like he has shown growth every single year. It's just, do you want to wait 5 years for that tight end to develop? Because like now more than ever, you want these guys to be like, hit the ground running, get it going, let's go.
It also doesn't help that you have Raheem Morris, who is a defensive-minded coach, is trying to develop him.
Yes, that is also true.
And he is. I mean, what a train wreck.
Yeah.
They had the potential to do so much better. Hell, even going into the playoffs, but oh my God, that season was not good for them.
No. Well, and this is where you got a guy like Kevin Stefanski who just showed you with Harold Fannin Jr., who I think that kid has all the shades of Antonio Gates to be something special.
I got an interesting question then for you guys. Do you guys think Njoku goes to Atlanta?
I think he's retiring.
David Njoku?
I think he is.
Really?
Njoku?
I feel like he's come. It sounded like in one of his posts he was coming to the end. Like he
may be, but I think
he's
like
not even that old.
Yeah, like a 1 year or 2 year deal for sure.
Yeah, I'm not putting it past him. It's just the injuries have mounted up at this point. He doesn't seem. Yeah, the burns on him are there. He doesn't seem to be the productive guy he once was in blocking or receiving now. It's not to say he can't still have a career. It's just I think we're coming to that point where it sounds like he's kind of coming to that, like, do I keep playing? Have I done enough? I mean, he's made a good amount of money, and I'm sure, and he's one who has always said, he's like, I know what I'm doing beyond football. So
yeah, that's true.
That's always key for a lot of these guys to understand.
And also, I just want to add on kind of to David Njoku. If he does sign that 1 or 2 year deal in Atlanta, then the pressure wouldn't be fully on him. Those burns wouldn't keep adding up as much as they did in Cleveland. Because Kyle Pitts, from what he showed last year, like, oh, so there is gas still in the tank.
Right.
So he would be kind of like that backup to Kyle Pitts, maybe help him develop even more. Just tell him kind of the ways.
Yeah.
Kind of the ways of the force kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Knows the offense and system.
Exactly. Sure. And he already knows Kevin Stefanski's system, like you just said.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how. I mean, I understand that he knows the system and everything like that. I kind of get the feeling he's out of Cleveland because Harold Fannin kind of took over as down the stretch.
For sure.
And I'd be kind of interested to know how much of a backseat he's willing to take. Like, would he be more inclined to go to like a 3 tight end system? Like, I know if the Ravens don't re-sign Likely, then it'll be Kohler, and there'll be some open opportunity there to be the number one guy there.
Absolutely.
That's a team that loves using their tight ends. And
Yeah.
so I think there's lots of teams that could be very interested in having him do more than a backup.
It also doesn't help that the Ravens don't have a number one wide receiver.
Yeah, I was going to just say, if the Ravens need to do anything, go get a wide receiver for God's sakes. Come
Hey.
on, save yourself.
AJ Brown's on the market, guys.
If they're willing to pay. But,
Buffalo should.
so I'll ask really quick, too, for the tight ends as well. I mean, is there? I know you just brought up Bentley, but is there anybody else you guys saw? You brought up Stowers as well for you, Adam. Is there anybody else, though, you saw kind of on the off the radar that maybe kind of stood out for you guys?
Jack Andrews out of Texas.
Yes.
Former basketball guy, big contested catch body.
I love this dude.
He's so good. He catches the ball away from himself like really well. I love how you can put him like as a blocker, and he's amazing as a pulling tight end or to make a block and then kind of block and release out. He does a fantastic job at those. I feel like he could be a great handcuff for a young quarterback. He's that reliable. You're not going to go out and run these insane routes, but you're always going to find that sort of open space for me that I can scheme you up, against a smaller guy, and I know that you're reliable to make those contested catches.
And some of my favorite tight ends, just overall since starting to watch NFL when I was a kid, just dual threats. Two of my favorite.
They're most fun. Tony Gonzalez was always an all-time favorite for me, and now watching guys like Kelsey and even with Gronk and the way that his growth was, I mean, who doesn't love a dude that can go shove a linebacker down on the ground and a safety and then go catch like a 60-yard pass?
It just seems like nowadays, and then we'll go soon, but it's not like that really much anymore. It's kind of hard to find those tight ends nowadays.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're very specialist now, where you get guys who can either receive, and then you get the guys who are more so kind of like inline blockers that can kind of stay in and help with the run. I mean, Andrews is one of those guys who I think he has that dual ability. I've got him as Tucker Kraft as like a comp. Like, there's just so much about watching Tucker Kraft and how his growth was. He went from the blocking tight end from like he was the number 3 at one point, I think, in Green Bay, and all of a sudden you go, well, isn't Luke Musgrave supposed to be the top guy?
He was behind Luke Musgrave, and Musgrave was like the truth, and then it became
the lie.
Yeah. Jordan Love was like, I like throwing to Kraft. He gets open all the time. Like,
wait, you can catch?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna keep throwing to this dude since Christian Watson can't get on the field. This is my guy.
Gosh, yeah.
Christian Watson's the kind of guy, if you like throw a paper mache like piece of like or like one of those paper mache cranes at him, he'll be out for like the whole year, like the next like 2 months.
And that's what makes me like Andrews even more. He is a he's a 3-year starter. He didn't miss a single game for 3 years at Power 4 level competition.
It's incredible. Absolutely, especially when you make the transition over to Texas, and considering the SEC guys you got to block, that he showed up and showed out, and that's why that team looks so good the way they did. I give him a lot of props. I will say for me, Michael Trigg stands out to me. I think he's the next like Jonnu Smith type of guy. Athletic as ever, has the blocking ability, has the ability to catch. I don't know if he's a true number 1, but as a guy who I think could be a solid number 2, I see the capabilities of, okay, if you need to run that 2 tight end system, and if you're like Detroit, who likes to run a little bit of that trick play stuff, this is the kind of guy that can work in as like almost an H-back kind of dude. Like the speed's there, the hands are there, the vertical seems to be there. I've seen this guy make some circus catches. You just don't hear about him because where was he? Baylor. Yeah. Who's paying attention to that team? Yeah. And now you are, because DJ Lagway's there, but otherwise you didn't care about Baylor. You still might not care about Baylor.
That's just a peeking up, checking open the door and like, what's DJ Lagway doing?
Yeah,
what's he doing over here?
Hey, I'm here. Nope. No, you know that meme where it shows like the like it was an Office meme where the guy comes in and the lady's just like, oh you're so cute.
Oh,
and then the one guy comes around, it's like, what was it? Services? It's like one of that. It's like DJ Lagway is that guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then another guy comes in, yeah.
I mean, I think he'll be successful at Baylor. Sawyer Robertson can do it, so can he.
What about Daquan Finn?
Yeah, right. Who?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about these DBs, though, because this is a group Whew, man, I'm super excited for these guys.
Yes.
These are special. You talk about really special. Like these could be game defining players here, and the guy I'm looking forward to most than anything right now is obviously Caleb Downs, and I don't doubt anybody is. He was the best safety. I think he's maybe one of the best safeties ever in college football history. Maybe one of the best defensive backs in college football history. You don't need 1,000 interceptions to be one of the best. Sometimes you can just be like, yeah, you're gonna have like a quarterback rating of like 9 against me.
Yeah.
Like I'm fascinated with this dude. I just wonder, like. Okay, I do think he's going to go top 10. I'm hoping he's going to go to the Bengals, but I think they need a safety.
Yeah.
But I wonder for you guys, like, what's the potential for Caleb Downs right now, looking without even knowing what his numbers are for the combine? Obviously, we're going to find out here eventually. But where do you guys see Caleb Downs right now, just from the get-go?
I think he's the perfect sub linebacker. I think he's a chess piece. You hear a lot now in this sort of new age of defenses with Mike McDonald running a lot of too high split, trying to cover the run while still covering, your back end and not allowing for explosive plays. I think he is the perfect fit for something like that. He's a guy that you can have be back there, but can really diagnose a play quickly, and you can also drop him down. And I think he's physical enough to play closer to the line. Kind of like a Tyrann Mathieu, kind of when he came in, playing sort of this hybrid role, and I think he could be really one of the best coming straight out.
Definitely, absolutely.
And with Caleb Downs, I mean, you talk about one of the reasons why Ohio State won the national championship.
Yeah,
I mean,
yes,
that man was the soul and one of the anchors of that team in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Great stats this year, and I just see him going up the stairs still. I mean, the potential, the ceiling, what is it? The stars are the limit for this kid.
Yeah.
So, well, no, the sky's the limit. But
Stars works too.
Stars are higher than the sky.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
You, there's a real possibility this guy could be out of this world. I mean, seriously.
he really could. But again, I need to see it from year one. But in terms of development, this guy, the football IQ on this kid is just this kid is smart.
He is the most pro-ready safety I have seen in a long time. And we've seen a lot of guys come through, obviously, in the years.
Yeah.
But somebody who is like, I can play corner, I can play nickel, I can play safety free or
whatever
strong.
you need.
Yeah, I'll cover whatever dude you need me to. I can get the job done. There's obviously a litany of other guys on here, too. Mansour Delane is one of my dudes from LSU. I've loved watching him. Even though the season went down the drain. Oh, man, that was rough to watch.
Hey,
but
thank you, man.
you're welcome. Glad I can make you happy.
Yeah. Oh, bro, believe me. Well, no, I was sad when Indiana beat us 35-10.
Well, yeah,
38-3.
There was a little bit of me that was just like, like it's settled. Like
at them stuff.
this is another guy where I feel like I'm not going to say they're interchangeable, but if you were going to say, if you everyone has asked me from X-Bomb and stuff, like, who do you want between Downs and Delane? I'd be happy with either or, because I think, one, you're getting the safety that can do everything, or you're getting the corner that I think can just shut down, looks like anybody.
And a lot of these schools, like, yeah, they produce top-end talents, but some top-end talents also, just another quick side note for the fans, I mean, you got to look at the group of five as well. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the thing is, the reason why there's a lot of diamond in the roughs is because these group of five schools kind of exist.
True.
So, I can't name one at the top of my head, unfortunately, right at this moment, but Randy Moss went to Marshall.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a prime example.
Well, I mean, you do have Toledo, and they have a stud at safety that...
Hey, they had Quinion Mitchell, too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. Like, that has become like mini DBU almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is...
Yeah.
And you talk about a defensive back right now for them. I mean, this kid is a rocket in reality. Like, he sets the... I've not seen... Quinion Mitchell was good. Don't get it twisted. But this is a guy that I again, right there, like, there's Caleb Downs here. And then, like, there's a good portion that's like, okay, you got to give some room.
Yeah.
This dude's right there with him.
in the kind of like that. The next guy I
Yeah,
want to
like
talk about is like Chris Johnson out of like San Diego State.
Yes, there's another one. Like he's insanely talented. Please.
And
Sorry.
oh no, my
No,
bad.
yeah.
My bad. I just kind of went like, and so. Like,
Yeah, right.
I'm sorry, Andrew.
No, please, Chris Johnson.
Yeah.
I want give me your take on it because I'm high on this guy.
I think that it's the Jair Alexander like starter kit.
Okay.
I think that you have a guy that can not only play like really good slot corner. I think he can play boundary corner as well. Like his footwork is so impressive to me that he is constantly in the right position. His hips flip well. He does such a good job in those small. He gives me this is opposite side of the football, but how DeAndre Hopkins is really good at making it look like he's gotten fouled.
Mhm.
In the opposite, I feel like he is really good at hiding those tiny little hand on the hip here, not quite a grab, but I'm kind of giving you a little lead this
Right.
way. And I feel like a lot of the small kind of minute things he does amazingly.
No, yeah, definitely. He went very much like you said, Adam, very much under the radar. Again, another group of 5 guy that you didn't hear a lot about unless you were watching those games. And like it was toward the end of the season where I was hearing like, who is this dude from San Diego State? And then I watched film on him and I'm going, oh wow,
Yeah.
okay. So there is one there. It's just who's he going to head to? Obviously, is going to be the good question, but a lot of good upside on him for sure.
And also with the talent that comes out of just a lot of these colleges, it doesn't even matter. Like D3 going all the way up to Ohio State for an example.
Yeah,
But it just, unfortunately, it sucks that some of these kids don't get the eyes that they need to. Like, for example, I'm going to bring up LSU and Tulane. Which one are you going to watch? You know?
right. Yeah, of course.
So, I mean,
and that's going to happen all the time.
oh, of course.
And that's it is unfortunate, but
No, of course.
I mean, listen, again, Emmanuel McNeil Warren, sorry, I kept blanking on his name while I was trying to look it up, is the man from Toledo. Nobody really heard about this dude until here comes the combine and all this stuff, and you watch his tape and you go, yeah, he's probably going to be that other safety that you would probably take in the draft. Like,
Yeah.
I would, if you're the Bears and you're saying, okay, Jawan Brisker's out,
Yeah.
here's your guy to replace him.
That's a perfect like area to draft him into. It's like that lower side of the draft, maybe day 2, day 3,
yeah,
and just kind of sneaking him in there, and he will produce instantly for you.
absolutely.
And look at Jalen Johnson. He was a round 2 pick.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's the thing is that for a lot of these guys, it's not going to be the first round for all of them, of course, because I'm looking at guys like, Gerard McCoy, first round pick, right? And Colton Hood could be a first round pick, but if they go later, they're going to have just as great and exceptional opportunity. Damani Jackson's a guy I think you can get in the late round that still has that body of work that you can hone and craft and could be a top corner. Like, there are guys that I don't think had the opportunity to show stuff because maybe they're in the wrong system. Maybe something happened, right? They got injured, whatever it is. But you put them in the right place, you might be able to see the work.
Absolutely.
So I pose to you guys, is there, again, we've been doing this so far, anybody that, we've already mentioned some kind of diamonds in the rough, but anybody on like that lower side, because DB is a big focus for this draft, it seems. Guys are trying to find that shut him down, get a nickel, get a safety, something like that. Who's a standout from like the lower ranks, you would say?
I'm going to homer a little bit on this one, and I'm going to talk about Davidson Igbinosun out of Ohio State. And that's a guy that I can't believe the change that I've watched over the course of a year.
Yeah.
There was a lot of talk at the end of last year about him coming out and going into the draft after being the most penalized player in college football at corner.
Yes.
And I couldn't understand the thought process behind it. I didn't see what,
Bad development.
Yeah,
terrible development.
Absolutely. I was like, I don't understand why you would feel the kind of pride and like pressure to, I got to go move into the NFL after you just had probably one of the worst corner seasons I've seen in quite some time. And then he comes back this year, only one call against him all year. He's a big physical corner. I think kind of something I didn't really mention earlier with Chris Johnson is that's kind of the worry with some of these corners.
Yeah.
Is size is a big thing. You don't want him to get overpowered. I think Igbinosun is one of those larger corners that I'd feel very safe on. Maybe I can't have him guard your number one guy, but if you have a more prototypical X sort of guy at your wide receiver 2 as well, I could have him guard that guy.
Definitely.
Another key note here is just because you win the national title does not mean you're going to go like in the first round.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people might not might not really take that into consideration, because we've seen it over the years that when a team wins a national title, they go from anywhere from the first round to even undrafted. With Davison not going to the NFL last year, and like you said, he developed quite nicely, getting one penalty that whole year. Last year, he probably would have had a nice spot in the UFL.
Absolutely.
I mean,
100%, yeah.
And then I don't know what to say. I mean, Ohio State, that was a good call for
Patricia,
him.
man, what are you going to do? He knows the magic touch, apparently.
Yeah, no, I didn't think that would work out.
No. Well,
I don't think anyone. I would think, Andrew, for you. Well, Drew, we got two Andrews here. But with Drew, for you, I would think when you saw Matt Patricia, you were probably like, oh, God.
Yeah, it was
a lot of us were. Let's be honest. A lot of us, I think, did that.
And as a Buckeye fan that has to watch them constantly, I think a lot of our memories of Matt Patricia is standing on the Lions sideline and,
of course,
and having that stupid pencil in his ear and just being generally bad at coaching a defense. But that flip that when he goes to college is he's running such a more sophisticated defense than most colleges are running. Mm-hmm. And you're seeing the fruits of that labor in how players are developing. Like, I think Igbinosun was smart to come back, and then I think he got lucky too in landing a defensive coordinator that put in a NFL caliber defense and tried to run an NFL caliber like defensive scheme. And I think that's why a lot of the players that are coming out of Ohio State this year are viewed as these chess piece types. Sonny Styles, former safety, that's a linebacker.
Oh, yeah.
Reese, that's a linebacker, that's an edge. Caden McDonald plays defensive line, but they're not really sure where they want to put him.
Right.
A lot of these guys are just able to move around, and that utility only adds to your draft stock.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, with the way that Arvo Reese and Sonny Styles have done in the combine, it adds to what you said.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And at the end of the day, though, and I'm going to just kind of, make a little 180 on this as well, it doesn't mean it'll translate to NFL success, though. I genuinely hate to say that, like, with a passion, but we have all seen this happen with so many prospects.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And some might be overhyped, some might be underhyped. With Sonny Styles and Arvo Reese, like, that's totally understandable with the hype. They have done phenomenal things, won the national title. I mean, that again, what they showed in the combine really just showed why they are those top 5 picks.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, listen, there are 2 guys right now that sit at safety, and it's Dylan Thieneman, who I like, and I like Michael Tafe, I think is how you say it, right? Tafe. It's both of those guys, and I look at them and I go, these could be universal, like Eric Weddle type of safeties, both of them. But who takes them, and what system do they go into? And I think that's always like the big question too, right? Like, your success is also predicated on what team drafts you and how they utilize you. Because Arvo Reese going number 2 to the Jets, it feels like, well, that's a done deal. Of course, it's a lock, and of course he should make the Jets better, but is Aaron Glenn going to then set him up for success? Because that's the kind of dude that you say, unleash. But are you going to be that guy who suddenly says, okay, we're going to make sure we set things up this way? And it's like, do you really need to do that for that kind of guy? And that's where I worry about like those 2 guys amongst like even like D'Angelo Pons. Solid talent. I think he can be a day 2 pick as a corner. But, all right, does he fit as a nickel right away? Is he a number 2 corner? Like, what team? Because I've heard, like, everybody say, well, Cowboys, he's a perfect Cowboys guy. And it's like, I don't know, because Cowboys like to do the man-on-man stuff. He's very good with the zone. He's been decent with the man-on-man. But I mean, if AJ Brown's sticking around and
Yeah.
Devontae Smith is there, like, can you keep with them in that speed? Can you contest with having to play the run? You know, he's a decent run guy, but that's the thing is I look at some of these guys and I go, you got a name to yourself, but where do you fit as well?
Exactly. And one thing I just want I know I've been having a couple of my side notes. Schneider's side notes. But
You got a lot of notes over there, my friend.
I know.
I haven't seen you write anything down.
I know.
Somehow
It's
it's
just-
keep coming.
It just keeps coming here. It's all coming out, guys. But I should phrase that differently next time. But
Yes. Fine.
one thing I will say about those two, kind of keeping the ball rolling here, is that are they just systematic linebackers or can they adjust?
Well,
That's just a question.
we're kind of more talking about like the safeties and yeah,
yeah.
like Dylan Tiedemann for the Ducks is a safety. One for me though that I was going to bring up is Zaccheaus Wheatley out of Penn State.
Yeah.
He is your prototypical man safety, single high, but like where does that fit in an NFL world that loves too high?
Right.
Where do you kind of make your space because you've kind of made yourself known that that's kind of where your prowess is?
Yeah. I mean, he feels like he fits. I guess the best way I would maybe define him is like how CJ Gardner-Johnson fits right now,
Yeah.
where you put him at the nickel, you kind of use him in a blitz package, and
Running downhill.
yeah, that kind of guy. You're right though. Like, I mean, I just don't know, like, because listen, David loves him, and I see the talent there with him too. And then look, Homer or what he wants.
Yeah.
The guy does have talent. But like you said, I kind of looked at him and I looked at his film and I go, this is going to be a tough one because how many teams are going to really utilize him other than being that third safety in? I think that could kind of go and be like, run downhill and go tattoo the quarterback, man, or stop the run. Like, he has that quality. But yeah, like you said, like how many teams are vying for that dude on day 3 even? Like, he could end up being a later round pick because of that.
Again, this kind of brings my question back as well to because for some reason I was way out of whack there with the Sony Styles and Arvell Reese.
I mean, your point was still relevant, nevertheless.
Exactly.
So
But
they were still there.
But, still going with cornerback, it doesn't matter what the position. Can they adapt to the system? Can they provide productivity?
Right.
Can they be consistent? Because college and NFL are completely different
Yeah,
when
absolutely.
when it comes to the development of the players. And can Davison, we're on Davison, can they be able to, again, adapt with that system? And are they systematic?
I think a big thing for me is I really like how we're moving into the hybrids kind of section, kind of how we were saying earlier.
Oh, yeah. I see
Like,
what you're saying. now.
I think the best thing that you can do as a player is not specialize.
Yeah.
Don't consider yourself a man corner. No, try to work both sides. Like kind of another one is Kamari Ramsey at USC.
Oh,
I think he does a great job at doing that. He's good in one high shell. He's good in two high shell. He's good in the slot. He's a great job dropping down and being more physical. He has made it so that, hey, even if I'm a defensive coach who has a system or a scheme that may not necessarily fit this guy, oh, well, I see this guy and maybe he's looked at as a little bit less, but he's already shown that he can play in the scheme before. He looks comfortable in it, and that can certainly be the difference when you're splitting hairs when you're looking at NFL talent and trying to make those picks later.
No, absolutely. You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
It just and goes back to the phrase, diamond in the rough.
Mhm.
I mean, and these diamond in the roughs are also on these Power 4 teams as well. It's not just the group of 5.
Oh, it's there are
They're
always
everywhere.
There's going to be those guys that you didn't hear a lot about or were like the third corner in that are getting a shot, and now you're going to see them explode on the tape, or they, you saw them at the Senior Bowl or something like that. Like, there's going to be plenty of those guys.
Yeah, Diego Pavio, right?
Man says he's not going to cool it while he's at the combine. Hey, buddy, I would maybe take some ice baths if I were you.
I mean, his
Relax.
mom's hot.
When that's what, but then when that's what you're discussing before the combine,
Yeah.
that's a worry.
if that's like on
It's
when
just a joke.
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's serious. Like you don't hear good things about Pavia.
Unfortunately, no.
his conversations, unfortunately, and this is where I was gonna say now for what's coming up ahead is obviously you've got quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and you'll have offensive linemen too. There's a litany of guys in there, and I wish we had more time to be able to talk that stuff. But just real quick for the time we have, out of any of those groups that we have coming up for Saturday and for Sunday, for you guys, just give me a quick list from the both of you. Drew, you can start, man, of like guys you're looking forward to. It doesn't have to be like one from each. It's just like a good, give me like 5 dudes that you're like, look out for. I like these
Okay,
guys, and
absolutely.
give me these.
So, regardless of what Double D wants to tell me, I am very interested in watching Talon Green at the combine.
Thank you.
Okay, so Double D continuously tells me that Talon Green he's going to be a converted tight end like Felipe Franks, and
Could be, but there's enough there to be a quarterback.
I feel that there's enough there that you can. And there were multiple times during senior day that I thought he made some wonderful throws.
Yeah.
That's a quarterback out of Arkansas. I think Emmett Johnson, the running back out of Nebraska,
I love it.
is amazing.
If Tyler were here, he'd go gaga right now.
Yeah.
He's so happy he's mentioned him.
Yes, he is absolutely amazing. He's a great pass catcher. He really dominated the receiving share over in Nebraska. And then I guess I would probably say, in terms of wideout, I'm just, as a Buckeye fan, excited to watch Carnell Tate. I think his routes are so beyond crisp. I think he's a JSN type that you didn't hear about because he was overshadowed by the physical freak, that was playing next to him. And I think a lot of people are going to be surprised.
I've been telling people for a long time. I've watched that kid since high school when he was here, and I was just like, he's a talent. I'm telling y'all. And then obviously he really comes on the scene at IMG. So. Adam, for you, what's your list look like for the guys you're looking forward to?
I actually got 2 wide receivers, funny enough.
Okay.
I got Chris Bell from Louisville, very crisp route runner. I mean, that Miami game showed what his abilities are. I mean, just a damn good player. Can go downfield, mid-range. He can be anywhere on the field at any point, at any time.
Absolutely.
You need a ball thrown to you? What? How did he get there? that's
he teleports. He really does.
Instant transmission.
Yes.
And the second one, this is no bias, I promise you, but Jeremy Bernard. Bernard has shown that he beat out Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams was supposed to be that guy, did not take that step this past year. Wow. And Bernard has shown that he has that potential top 3, number 2 wide receiver throughout his career to maybe just on the brink cusp of a number 1. And I'm not, again, this is no bias coming out of me. This is something I have seen as well, being at Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium now.
Yeah.
He has shown that talent.
Listen, I had Jeremy Bernard comp to Allen Robinson. Like
I don't mind that.
I see a lot of that. At his best, I think he could be like a Jarvis Landry. Like even at his worst, I got him as like Michael Gallup.
Okay.
Like there's enough there where you can feed him the ball and you can get some good production out of him. I think he's gonna be one of those Bama receivers that you kind of go like, how did you let him go?
Yeah.
I think he could be that guy. For me, I will say I'm really interested to see what Cade Klubnik does.
Cade Klubnik, yeah.
He fascinates me as a quarterback. I like he's got he feels like the 5-tool athlete that we talk about in baseball. But there's just something missing that keeps him from being like that first-round pick.
Absolutely.
He's got the quality there. I think if you need a quarterback in day 2, I think he can be that guy.
Well, what about Carson Beck, Sid the Sloth?
Him too. Listen, he's like Nick said though. I'm more fascinated if I could be able to fly on the wall with the conversation he has with coaches.
That's true.
Because I want to be able to hear when they go, now when you threw 5 interceptions, what were you thinking? Like I want to know. I want to hear, and seriously, I want to hear what this kid's mind process is like during these games.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Right.
I threw 4 interceptions.
He fascinates me because he's a guy that I think has all the qualities of a starting quarterback, but there's just something missing there, and his tape is just not as good, so people are going to downplay him.
A quarterback, real quick, that we talked about here on Wednesday was Joe Fagnano from Connecticut.
I love this guy.
Oh my God. 1 interception the whole year.
I love this guy. And it's not even just that. It's the quick feed. It's the pocket presence. It's the field of vision and awareness. It's the fact that it's a quick release with a solid arm, and I think very good on the accuracy and the touch. Like, again, it's another guy where it's like it's all there, but he went to UConn.
Yeah.
You didn't hear about him at all.
Exactly.
You're going to downplay all of that and take him in the later rounds, and I think good.
Because
Because that
UConn
gives
is a
him-
basketball school.
Well, yeah, but this gives a guy a chance, I think, to develop and show you something because he's 6'4", 225, something
Yeah.
like that. Like, he's got NFL size.
He does.
I think there's a good shot that guy could be another Tony Romo.
There's a small part in my heart though that thinks that the small guy can do something because I love Haynes King. I know it's one of those
I'm
that's like
so back and forth on him.
yeah, the translation. I'm like, is it going to be right for him? Will he move incorrectly?
Right.
I'm just
You talk about a guy that might want to move to tight end, like
yeah. He could be
or
the
H
Taysom
backers,
Hill.
yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
is all
I think that's-
over Haynes King.
pretty sure that was my comp for him. I'm like, he's just an athlete, just a dude. Like, I want to like him and
Yes.
say
we
we'll make an NFL team, but I feel like somebody's gonna just put him on the practice squad and be like, why don't you catch passes
Yeah.
a little bit?
Well, we can't forget. What? Don't forget about my king here. The
Who you gonna
man,
mention?
the myth,
Huh?
the legend,
Uh-huh.
boy.
Bayron Morton from Texas Tech.
That guy should just be a coach.
Seriously.
He's so smart at this point. Just be a grad assistant coach at quarterback's assistant coach at Texas Tech. He's just not going to get drafted, I don't think.
You think he's a head coach later on if he goes that route?
Listen, you talk to me in 10 years, I think we're looking at him as, if not one of the top OCs at a college, a quarterback's coach like Nathan Shieldhaas maybe was, and maybe moving on to OC in the NFL. He's got the mindset for it. His breakdowns are insane, but he doesn't have the arm for it.
Well, Citadel might
It's-
need that offensive mind because they lost 49 to 0.
That's true.
Jeez.
I will say for running backs, Robert Henry Jr. from UTSA, I think that guy is going to be another Kyle Monone guy. Guys just bounce off of him. He's not the fastest dude in the world. I really want to root for Nicholas Singleton.
I'm not sure.
I just don't know where he fits. Like, he's got the ability to catch the ball, but
yeah.
I feel like you could move him out to the slot and make him a receiver, and he may have the same effect if he even were a running back. Like,
Gives me Jimmy Horn Jr. like weird split guy that you have, certain things that you would like him doing.
right.
I think the bowling ball type is really exciting because I think Jonah Coleman out of Washington is like the same exact deal where he just is big and large and short and hard to seemingly bring down, but he doesn't necessarily like jump off the page at you.
Yeah, absolutely.
James Jonah Jameson from Spider-Man?
Yeah, yes.
I need pictures
of
Spider-Man.
As for a receiver, Chris Brazel II.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just fascinated. I think this kid could be Brandon Marshall, like at his best. Like I gave him like Cortland Sutton as his comp and like who he is right now. Best is Brandon Marshall. Even at his worth, I think he's Sidney Rice, one of my all-time favorites. Who
Sidney
just-
Rice.
I wish he would have stayed healthy, man. He just was so good.
Fire
wanna-
out was unguardable in Madden.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh.
Madden 12, we just threw it up. Tavarius Ward, all you had to do was just throw the quick deep one there, and then you threw another deep one to Percy Harvin. It was so easy.
I mean, I want to mention one last wide receiver, Amari.
Yeah.
Cooper Jr. from Indiana.
I'm
mixed on him.
I'm the same way. Like, I think he could be like that guy that becomes a number 2 and stands out for you. But then there's the other side of me that goes, he might just be a slot guy for the rest of his life and feast that way.
Is it Surratt, his teammate, or
Yeah, Elijah Surratt is his
Yeah.
teammate.
Surratt,
I like a lot more than Cooper, though. That's the thing. Like, he's
would
more
agree with you on
consistent.
that, yeah.
And his deep ball is I think better than Cooper's. Like, Cooper is more of a mid-range intermediate kind of guy. Surratt is that 3-level wide receiver. That surprised me. I did not think he was that kind of guy. But his yak is insane too. That he does not go down easy. He's very thick in the middle. So, and he's one of those guys at wide receiver I'm kind of looking forward to as well to see kind of what he does here. And I'll give it to my guy Tom, who's an ND fan and Notre Dame fan. Malachi Fields does impress me.
Yeah.
There's just a lot there that I can like with him. I just No, Tom, I don't think he's going to be a day one starter. Not gonna. He's a Notre Dame fan through and through, and I get it.
Join
I
a
understand.
conference.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Join a conference.
They make too much money. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
I want to mention this.
Yeah, please.
Schneider's side notes. If theoretically,
Mhm.
if Notre Dame
Possibly.
according to my calculations, if Notre Dame joins the Big Ten, doesn't the Big Ten have contracts with NBC? In theory, you could make twice that money.
You'd have to sell Notre Dame on joining the Big Ten, because kind of what he
Yeah.
was saying earlier, the big thing with how revenue sharing is right now is as an independent school, like when they made it to the college football playoff, they were able to take home like $20-something million
Yeah.
just to Notre Dame, when normally that like $20 million would be split in between every team that's at the Big Ten. And I mean, it just doesn't become that much at that point. There's
Right.
a large disparity in the money.
I think these conferences, and I know we can get into this whole conversation. This
We could be here for hours.
Yeah, I
and
know.
I don't have that kind of time.
No.
but
I will
I
just
got
say
things to do.
We'll save
Me
that for
too.
another show for sure. but-
Absolutely.
This is, I'm going to say this is an exciting draft because this is one of those ones where you can find a star, I think, in the later rounds. You can definitely find an impact player right away. I mean, as per the usual, but for some reason, this one just feels interesting. The only place that it doesn't really is quarterback, obviously. It's a little kind of shallow on that end.
Well, what
but-
do you mean? We got Fernando Mendoza.
Don't
Yeah,
you down talk, my boy.
Yeah.
You watch it. You so watch it right now.
Well, listen, if he was
Yeah,
just...
Julian Sands got another couple of years.
Saying will be out next year.
Yeah, next year's quarterback class is going to probably be...
yeah.
That's going to be an insane group.
That's
And-
what we
We'll-
said
we'll
last
see. Some
year,
can go
though.
back.
Sometimes you never
Well,
know.
if Dante Moore would have just said, I'm going to the draft, and Trinidad Chambliss would have been like, I like college. I mean,
Bro,
get
Dante
a job.
Moore.
Come on.
Dante
I
Moore.
had to.
Dante Moore saw that the Jets were second. He's like,
yeah.
oh
Yeah,
my
you're right. You know what? You're right. I
God.
can't blame him
That's
for
why
that.
it's so hard to believe the
Bro,
Ty Simpson stuff. I want to be drafted by the Jets, and it's like,
don't.
no, you
Hell
don't.
no, you don't. You want to be drafted by the Rams because that's what everyone says.
Oh my
You
god.
know that's where the prodigy's at.
Yeah.
yeah, because it was like, he was like this. Oh yeah, look at my style. Hell no.
Yeah, exactly. I would do the same thing. Oh, I got to go play with Aaron Glenn and Woody. No, absolutely not. By the way, New York is dumb. I mean, I was just there, but I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't want to be here either. I don't blame these guys.
I'm
I
not
would
gonna
leave
lie.
too.
But the fact that you made a prospect go back to college says a lot.
I mean,
Seriously, bro.
hey, talk to the Cleveland Browns. They've done it plenty of times.
Absolutely.
We're the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. We're gonna
We
take
punt.
you. Pass. How about
Yeah.
I go to Canada? I'd rather please anything.
Oh.
No offer them. They're the Cleveland Browns. They can go to.
Cleveland Browns.
I know you are.
Paul Brown's rolling over in his grave. All right, guys. That's going to do it for our show here for Blow the Whistle. I hope you guys did enjoy this quick one. It was fun. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Drew, it was a pleasure, man, for the first time ever. I'm glad to have you on. I now I got a full extent of what you guys talk about now. So it's good to be able to hear you guys when I get a chance. I haven't been able to hear you. So that's awesome, man. Thank you so much again for joining us. And Adam did a wonderful job, man. Thank you so much as always, too. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, that's going to be the end of the show. If you guys did like it, please make sure to give it a like, give it some love. We really do appreciate it, as always. Find us on all the social media at BlowTWhistle1 on all the wonderful stuff. Hit us up, blowtwhistleradio@gmail.com for any questions, comments, things like that. We always do appreciate that, too. Make sure to catch the boys again at Bad Karma Wrestling every Friday. They didn't go today because everybody was out. They should be back next Friday to
Come on,
talk
guys.
some wrestling, some WWE stuff, because I know Dave is going to have some more stuff to say about AJ Styles' retirement. It just, I mean, geez, come on. We can do better. We can do better.
We can do it.
Yes, and I'm very much dreading what Elimination Chamber's going to bring. I'm excited, and yet I'm still kind of like part of my hands like in my hair going like, oh, come on, make it good.
Pull it out. Don't you do this.
I will do it. Please don't make me do it. I love my hair. With that, ladies and gentlemen, stay positive, be positive, and positive things will happen to you. And we'll see you guys. Hopefully we'll see you guys next Monday for another wonderful show here on Blow the Whistle on SportsTownChicago.com.
Chicago Sports.